It's no secret that footballers make so much money that they don't know how to spend it. This has resulted in many purchasing stupidly expensive items that an average American can only dream of. Whether it's been their dream car, a house, or a private jet, they're willing to spend it all. Without further ado, let's take a look at some of the most expensive purchases by footballers. Starting off, $500,000 Rolex watch. When you're talking about the most expensive purchases by footballers, you can't forget Antoine Griezmann. Well, this man signed a $145 million deal in 2019, but he couldn't be another player in a Ferrari, so he took things to a new level and spent more than $500,000 on a Rolex watch. Yes, we're not kidding. His choice was one of the rarest and iciest watches in the world, the Rolex Rainbow Daytona. This masterpiece comes with 56 brilliant cut diamonds and a 36 baguette cut rainbow sapphire bezel. Still, $500,000 for a watch, he knows how to show off. Up next, a Maserati and Bentley Continental GT. Mario Balotelli had just signed a $31 million deal with Manchester City, and for someone as wild as him, that was just a lot of money in his bank account. He'd have to find a way to spend it, so he decided to splurge on a $250,000 Bentley Continental GT and a $180,000 Maserati. But wait, the cars aren't the ridiculously expensive problem here, it's actually what he did to them. Mario used to be a law-abiding citizen, parking in the designated spots and following the speed limits. Eventually, all that money in his bank account turned him into a monster. When he'd take his Bentley or Maserati to restaurants or other public places, he'd just park them wherever he could, instead of being respectful. This resulted in him being continuously fined, and the amount racked up to a whopping $500,000. Yes, you heard that right. But that wasn't enough to teach him a lesson, as he kept doing it. This led to his vehicles being impounded 27 times. Finally, he got tired of picking them up after every meal, so he just concluded that the cars were the main problem here and gave it away to his friends. Coming up, Mercedes-Benz Chopper. Neymar had to spend his childhood in the worst circumstances. His family was so poor that they lived in a house without electricity or food. It was already hard enough for him to play soccer in the streets, and neighborhood kids bullied him daily. They'd make fun of his hand-me-down clothes and laugh at his family's inability to afford a better life. But that didn't bring his morals down. It only motivated him to work hard and find a way out for his family and himself. So he gave up everything and dedicated his entire life to becoming one of the world's greatest soccer players. Fast forward to 2009, and this man starts signing $100 million deals. He worked his way up from the ghetto of Sao Paulo to the multi-million-dollar mansions in Rio. And in 2019, he went on to spend $14 million on a Mercedes-Benz Chopper. This wonderful helicopter can seat around 10 passengers at a time. What's amazing is that Neymar spent even more money to customize it. Now his flying vehicle has a Neymar logo on its tail. Besides, he'd like the entire interior custom-made to look like his favorite superhero, Batman. Moving on, Audemars Piguet. In 2019, Jerome Boateng thought that his Mercedes and Bentleys weren't getting him enough attention, so he decided to splurge tons of money in another way. He knew the right person for the job. He took out his phone and called Gabriel, the jeweler, and got a $100,000 Audemars Piguet watch. Like he went out and bought the most expensive jewelry out there, and it got him the attention that he wanted. That $100,000 watch comes with a diamond bezel and 30-carat stones. Moreover, it has 2 Cuban link chains, all covered in VVS diamonds. Following that, a $6,000 haircut. At some point in his career, a company wanted to market its new hair cream as a product for smart and sporty personas. They thought that David was the right person to do the job, but there's a catch here. He'd have to get a special haircut. It was so exclusive that it had cost him $6,000. We know you think it doesn't look anything better than what your local barber can do for just $30. Still, Beckham pondered long and hard on this deal. After all, it wasn't just a haircut for him. It was about who he was. He was skeptical, but his wife saw through the deal the company was offering and forced him to go with it. He agreed, and it paid him off later because the company ended up signing him for a 4-year contract worth $6 million. So that's one of the few times when a $6,000 investment was worth it. Let's look at a $120,000 mouthguard. Ronaldo is regarded as one of the greatest soccer players of all time, not only because he can push the limits of his body, but also of technology. So his curiosity made him purchase something strange that no other footballer had ever considered wearing, and that's a performance-enhancing mouthguard. Lately, he's been sporting a mouthguard to improve his muscle power and balance. He uses it to perfectly align his jaws with his chest and skull. This helps to evenly distribute the energy throughout his entire body. He started rocking it in 2010, and it cost him $120,000, and his game has been on another level ever since. It only makes you think that the device might be giving him superpowers at this point. After all, he spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on it, not to mention a car collection. Lionel Messi is one of the highest paid athletes on the planet. He's earning an annual salary of $75 million, but his overall earnings go up to $120 million a a year thanks to his endorsement deals. So it shouldn't be surprising that he's spent it on an incredible car collection. The first and the most expensive car in his fleet is the Ferrari 335S Spider Scaglietti, worth $36 million. What's interesting is the fact that he beat his rival Cristiano Ronaldo at the auction to get his hands on it. He happily announced the news on his Instagram. The second car in his collection is the legendary Pagani Zonda Roadster, which is not only extravagant and expensive, but also one of the fastest cars in the world. Although we don't have any pictures of him flaunting his Pagani Zonda, it's been reported that he spent a total of $5 million to own this vehicle. Another flashy car he owns is the Mercedes-AMG GLE 63S Coupe, worth $200,000. Wait, have we mentioned the luxurious 8-seater Cadillac Escalade? He loves to take it out during family outings. This monstrous SUV comes with a 6.2-liter V8 engine, allowing it to move from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in just 6.8 seconds, with a top speed of 210 kilometers an hour. He also has a Range Rover Vogue SUV and once turned up in it for training at Camp Nou. His collection doesn't end there. He owns 3 Audis, a Maserati Gran Turismo MC Stradale, and a Range Rover Sport. Last but not least, private jets. Gone are the days of football players cruising around the streets of London and Manchester in their supercars. Now they splash their money on private jets. After all, why even hit the motorway when you can roam the big skies in your private jet? So no surprise that a lot of players have invested in this air vehicle. The first player we will discuss is Paul Pogba, who owns a Gulfstream G280. He's been seen using it to fly to his favorite holiday destinations and for Adidas promotional events. He spent around $17 million on the jet, which can seat 10 passengers. Next up is Neymar. He's the most expensive player, which has helped him accumulate incredible wealth. So he splurged a big chunk of money, $16 million to be exact, on a Cessna Citation Sovereign, which he uses to visit his native Brazil whenever he wants. It can accommodate 12 people. Another player who owns a private jet is Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He owns a Cessna Citation Longitude that offers great comfort to 12 passengers that can stand, dine, and even eat during the journey. Lionel Messi's go-to vehicle has always been his jet, despite his mind-blowing car collection. He uses his Gulfstream 5 to take himself and his family on holidays around the globe. He spent over $35 million on it, which also comes with showers, beds, and even hosts business meetings. That's a wrap for this video. Which one of these expensive purchases shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more amazing and exciting videos like this. See you at the next one.